Meanwhile, another name we've mentioned, Thomas Ziliakos, a Finnish entrepreneur. He earlier this week announced that his 21st Century Capital had also submitted a bid to buy Manchester United. Well, today he's announced that 21st Century Capital, last night, they submitted a new increased bid for the club, and he's been having a say, hasn't he?
Yeah, he said, I have appealed to my two main rivals, Jim Ratcliffe and Sheikh Jassim, to join forces with me so that we buy the club together and that way channel more money to the club for everything from player acquisition to stadium upgrades. I, however, have not received any reply. So 21st Century Capital has increased its bid. We believe our offer, which includes fans' involvement in never-before-seen ways, as well as values that the future of the club will be built on, is the best for the club and its fans.
Yeah, well, Ziliakos then went on to say, we continue to receive strong support from the fans, this is what he's saying, who say they want to see our bid win.
I continue to hope that we could.
Places out! We want 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 places out!
Manchester United and developments in the potential sale of the club. Private investors linked to the Qatari royal family are the latest to emerge as potential bidders, alongside the USA and Saudi Arabia. But for now, the only confirmed offer is coming from British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Yeah, that's right. More on the interest from Qatar in a moment, but we will start with those movements in Sir Jim Ratcliffe's offer. And he's working with banks JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs to advise him during his takeover attempt.
So the banks are prepared to provide financing to cover United's existing £660 million debt if Ratcliffe does buy the club. But JP Morgan worked with the Glazers when they bought United back in 2005. They were also a major backer of the original European Super League plans.
Well, Ratcliffe could face competition as well from the Middle East. Private investors with links to the Qatari royal family are considering a bid.
Yeah, Qatar have made no secret of the fact that it wants to invest in more sports following last year's World Cup, but they are unlikely to pay the £6 billion that it's believed the Glazer family want from a sale.
The investors were contacted last year to see if they would be interested in buying Manchester United and have registered their interest with the Rain Group, who are marketing the sale.
So to the takeover, I promised you Cave Solicol. It's, what is it, just gone 10:15 in New York. So Rain Group's offices will be open, I'm assuming. How many bids will they expect before the deadline at 10 p.m. tonight?
I think if you're talking about serious bids to buy the whole of Manchester United, we've been told that there will probably be 3 or 4 serious bidders. But of course, what the Glazer family have asked for is also people who are interested in investing in Manchester United to get in touch with them. So there will also be some bids from people who just want to buy a minority stake. But obviously what everyone's going to be very, very interested in is the people who want to buy the whole club. And we're expecting bids from Qatar, the US, Saudi Arabia, and of course, Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
And what will it all mean for United and Eric Ten Hag? I guess it all depends on whether we are talking a full purchase or a minority stake.
I think, for instance, if the Qataris were to take over Manchester United, of course, they would want to invest heavily in the club. They would wipe out the debt that the Glazer family have loaded onto the club, which is still about £500 million. They would want to redevelop the stadium, redevelop the training ground, redevelop the area around Old Trafford, and of course invest in the team. But any Qatari takeover would be hugely controversial, and of course the future would be very uncertain. Look at what's happened at Chelsea. Virtually all the people who used to run Chelsea, the manager, the senior executives, within 3 months of the new owners coming in, had left. So I think there would be big changes at Manchester.
Manchester United has officially entered a groundbreaking new era as a monumental takeover, long speculated, fiercely debated, and eagerly anticipated, has finally been confirmed. The announcement has sent seismic waves across the global football community, reshaping expectations for one of the sport's most iconic institutions. After years marked by inconsistency, internal turbulence, and deep frustration from supporters, the arrival of new ownership signals a decisive turning point. Months of behind-the-scenes negotiations and boardroom uncertainty have culminated in a powerful leadership change promising a complete transformation of Manchester United's footballing identity, infrastructure, and long-term vision. The new hierarchy has wasted no time laying out ambitious plans. Massive investment has been pledged across all levels of the club, from the first team to the academy, aiming to restore competitive balance, elevate performance standards, and re-establish Manchester United as a global powerhouse. Talks of blockbuster transfers are already dominating the headlines, stirring excitement throughout the fanbase as the prospect of world-class talent arriving at Old Trafford becomes increasingly realistic. But the plans go far deeper than squad upgrades. Structural reform is at the forefront of the new regime's agenda, with a strong emphasis on modernizing United's facilities, including potential redevelopment of Old Trafford and expansion of state-of-the-art training resources. The goal is clear: create the foundation for sustainable success that aligns with the demands of modern football. For the supporters, who have endured a turbulent decade filled with false dawns, managerial instability, and unfulfilled expectations, this takeover represents hope on a scale not felt in years. The belief that the club can finally return to its historic culture of ambition, dominance, and fearlessness is rapidly growing. The atmosphere surrounding the club is electric, charged with renewed optimism and anticipation of what's to come. This moment is more than a change of ownership, it is the rebirth of a footballing giant. Manchester United stands at the beginning of an exciting new journey, one defined by vision, passion, and a determination to return to the summit of world football. The future at Old Trafford has never looked brighter, and for the millions of supporters around the globe, this takeover may very well be the spark that reignites the unstoppable Red Devils.